You have children put together a plane for you, so you...
How hard can it be? Welcome to 10-Minute Travels. With me, as always, is Phil Freeman.
And with me, as always, is Shane Patrick. And we are going to talk to Jon Bisson, pilot and adventurer.
Let's get right to it, shall we?
I took off, went up to Canada, across Alberta province, to the Alaskan Highway, stayed there in Homer. Well, that's Anchorage. Homer's down here. And then from Homer, we went down and did the entire coastline and ended up in Bellingham, Washington. And then from Bellingham, Washington, went over Wyoming, Montana, we flew over Yellowstone, and we had GoPros under the wings. So I got the GoPros, the GoPro mounts, and you know the tie downs and the wings, the round circles you use the tie downs for? We mounted the GoPros in there. So we had a GoPro on the nose of the airplane and one under each wing, and we controlled it with our iPhones. So we're saving the battery. So we taxi out right before takeoff. We put the GoPros on. So I got GoPro films of going to the Alaskan Highway, landing at these Alaskan airports, taking off the Canadian airports. It's pretty cool.
Did you film opening those gates in Lake Hood?
No, I didn't do that.
You have to go back and do that again.
But I didn't do that.
What were the highlights of flying that coastline? The
beauty. Phil, I do that in a heartbeat again. I mean, it was amazing. It's just, and the thing about like Sitka, there's nobody. You take off out of Sitka, it's all beachfront. There's nobody there. And all you see is beautiful looking water. Nobody's there on the beaches. And we stopped at a place in Idaho that makes a Kit Fox airplane. I don't know if you know what the Kit Fox airplane is, but they had one at Homer Airport, Kit Fox, KITFOX. And you can buy the kit for $49,000, but you have to put it together. Or else you can have them do it, but then it's $259,000. But what's nice about the Kit Fox, it holds two people, and you get them to hold four, but usually it's two people, and they have the tundra, big rubber ties on it. And that plane, you can land any place. I said, here you are doing something great, and you wanted to go, I wish I could be doing that. So if I had a Kit Fox, I could land right there on that beach.
Well, and if you put it together, then you can do the maintenance on it too, right? Isn't that?
It's an experimental airplane.
Yes.
And I belong to the EAA. That's the and I go to their meetings every month.
What is that?
That's the experimental aircraft, experimental aviation aircraft. Well, the owners, but it's EAA. Okay, and in fact,
their biggest thing every year is the Oshkosh fly-in.
Experimental
exactly.
Aircraft Association, probably, right?
Yeah. And in fact, here we go.
I think it's aeronautical, but
yeah, here it is. I get the magazine. See EAA. And what's nice about EAA, you can read about different experimental planes, kit airplanes, and if you want to buy the kit, they will help you put it together. They got something called the Scouts, which are young kids, and boys and girls that want to learn about aviation. So these kids work with adults, and they put your plane together. But you have to put in 50% of the time.
Wait a minute. You have children put together a plane for you? So
how hard can it be?
Yeah, absolutely, Phil. They learn doing this stuff. It's great. So, but I'm looking at the Kit Fox. Is a nice plane. Oh, look.
So how long did?
Look at that one. Look at that one. That's a kit plane.
How long did it take you to get all the way back down the coast and back home again?
Well, the whole trip we only spent
just the one way. I'm asking from Alaska.
Well, the whole trip was 10 days. But I'll tell you what let's see. I can tell you how many miles it is where we did.
No, I'm just interested that if you get in a plane in Anchorage, Alaska, and then you fly all the way to where was your where was your termination?
We started off at Grand Rapids. We ended up in Grand Rapids.
So you went from Anchorage, Alaska to Grand Rapids. How long did that take you?
Well, let's see. The whole trip took 42 hours. So I figured half of that.
Okay.
Flying. That's flying
21.
Hours. 42 hours of flying hours.
21 hours and at 38 gallons at a time.
No, it's 7.5 gallons an hour. Yeah.
Okay.
And the range of that airplane, if the tanks are full of 38 gallons, you can get 600-mile range of that airplane. 600 miles. And the total distance we covered was 5,663 miles. Isn't that nice?
Wow.
But I haven't recovered yet. I'm still tired.
Yeah,
It
and
was
you
fun.
probably haven't washed out your survival suit.
Well, that too. Well, you know
Well,
what?
it's one of those
And-
things
and
where
I
it's
have
like,
to tell you that, but this is another story too. When we got to Kamchatka, those Russian sailors we met on the boat next to us, you know what? We didn't need the survival suit once we got there, because then we had crossed the Bering, the Bering Ocean. So they gave me all those crabs. I gave them my survival suit.
Very sweet of you, John.
I thought so.
A cast and a survival suit, well used, for 40 pounds of king crab. Boom.
Yeah,
yeah, the good kind of crabs.
good kind of crabs. Yeah. Well, I tell you, you love the Bahamas. In my flying club, I think, I don't know for sure, but I think our flying club is the only club in the country that allows you to take the planes in international travel. So we have our club members fly the Bahamas all the time, and I'm the guy that teaches them. You're required by the FAA and insurance, to have a class once a year to stay current to fly the Bahamas. And I instruct that in my flying club. And it's important because, we have 4 life rafts in the club. We have life jackets, all survival gear. So we make sure our planes are well equipped. And, in case you have to ditch, and I teach you ditching. But you know what? But thank God we haven't used that yet.
John, how many planes are in your club?
4. We got a Cherokee 6. We have 2 182s, and we got 1 172.
And how many members do you have?
200, and I don't think we have 75 that fly. Because you know what? A lot of them are naturally all pilots. But a lot of pilots have lost their medical, or else they've lost their currency. But they don't want to quit the club because it's it's a men's thing. Well, Benson, we got a few women in the club too. But you know what?
It's a social thing.
Huh?
It's a social club.
Yes, exactly. And I'll never forget when I joined. There was a young kid that checked me out, and he goes, "John, you're gonna love this club." I go, "Why?" He says, "Because the planes, any plane you want, they're always available." I go, "Nice."
Right.
He's right.
Well, I mean, it is flying, having your pilot's license is like having your motorcycle license too, right? Not everybody does it. Not everybody can do it. And so it's just that camaraderie of a group of like-minded people, like the 3 of us are all, we like putting ourselves in situations that other people are like, I don't know about that. It's great.
But I tell you, I would never do the sailing trip again. I mean, once was enough. But it was,
Yeah, that's perfect.
Guys,
If you want to do it again, I would wonder.
Me too, Phil. No doubt about that.
John,
John,
did Phil tell you about, do you know about the 3 types of fun? Oh,
he might have
looked
frozen.
like he froze on us. I don't see any thumbs.
There he goes.
Oh.
Okay, there he is.
See it? I got it.
Okay,
Yeah, so there's 3 types of fun. Type 1 is fun when you do it and fun when you talk about it. Type 2 is not fun when you're doing it, but fun to talk about. And then type 3 isn't fun when you do it or you talk about it. And my favorite, Phil's favorite, and I think your favorite might be type 2 fun. That was Jon Bisson, pilot and adventurer. If you'd like to learn more about John or anything else we do at 10 Minute Travels, please visit 10minutetravels.com. And please like, subscribe, and share this podcast on all the platforms.
And we want to remind you to make sure your sense of humor matches your sense of adventure.